Sanjay Jaiswal, the Chief Whip of the 18th Lok Sabha BJP leader and also BJP MP, joins us now. Thank you, Sanjay ji, for joining us on this broadcast. My first question to you, sir. Opposition has raised some serious charges saying that the leader of the opposition is not allowed to speak and that traditions are being broken. How do you see this?
The problem with LOP is that he doesn't know parliamentary procedure. He doesn't have even a faint idea that how parliamentary procedures run. Whenever he has stood up, he is allowed to speak. But there are some norms. Like when a minister or prime minister gives a suo moto reply, then nobody can ask questions to it. So that day it was a suo moto statement given by our honorable prime minister. And not only prime minister, any minister, if he gives a suo moto statement, nobody can ask questions on him. He stood up and he was trying to ask questions with prime minister. He doesn't know the norm that what things, how the constitution and the parliament runs. He did just what has he done in the parliament. Everybody knows 2 days before the parliament got adjourned only because of his conduct inside the parliament. Running Parliament is not your home affair. You cannot do the way you treat people at home or the way you treat people in Congress party. There are certain norms. Can he show us even one example in 75 years of Indian parliamentary history that somebody, any minister has given a suo moto statement and then there has been a question raised by anyone? It has never happened. He doesn't studies what are the rules and procedures of the parliament, and he wants that like his house or like he runs Congress party as his just like his home. He wants to run the parliament. That's never going to happen. Parliament runs by rules and procedures, which he never follows because he thinks being a Farji Gandhi family, he is above everyone.
Right. So the second critical charge or allegation that the opposition is making is with regard to the Business Advisory Council, something that you've been part of. Business Advisory Council is considered extremely critical for the working of the parliament because it also decides in some ways issues that will be taken up and kind of number of hours that will be dedicated to respective discussions. The opposition is saying that the BSc deliberations are not being taken seriously in the working of the House. How do you respond to that?
I have seen at least 30 times because I have been member of BSc for more than 11 years now. I have seen at least 30 times that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary has promised something in BSc, Suresh has said something in BSc, and when he goes out of the BSc and comes back, he didn't follow what he has said in the BSc. So we know it very well that in Congress, the deputy leader Gaurav Gogoi and Mr. Suresh are the members. Whatever they say in BSc, it doesn't matter for Congress party. When they will go back, they will talk to their boss and then only they can decide what are the things to be taken. Except Congress party, I don't know any party whose decisions has been made in BSc and not been followed. But in Congress, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary was leader of opposition. Still, whatever he has said in BSc that, okay, tomorrow we will run parliament peacefully, but tomorrow the scene will be separate. And then he will show his inability that he can't do anything. He is an LOP. If he wants to be a member of BSc, he is most welcome. Chirag Paswan is a member of BSc, though he is a minister, cabinet minister. It has never happened. You can see the proceedings of the BSc. Whatever the proceedings in the BSc has happened, that has been followed by the parliament, not what is the whim of Rahul Gandhi.
Mr. Jaiswal, my last question to you, sir. There's also another allegation that the opposition MPs are raising, which is with regard to the working of the standing committees. They're saying that parliamentary standing committees are no longer working independently. They, in fact, take instructions from the Speaker's office, and that consultative committees are not being convened as they should be. So clearly, they're saying that there is interference in the working of these committees. What would your response be?
That's why what kind of allegations they are, I'm unable to understand. Standing committees meeting, we decide. I am chairman of estimates committee. We decide what are the subjects we chose. We decide how it is being discussed. You look at the standing committee, 95% of the standing committee doesn't have any dissent note. Why it's happens so? There are some issues where everyone has to follow what Mr. Rahul Gandhi says, and that's the only point where the problem starts. If the problem would have been universal, how it has come that 95%, or if I'm not wrong, maybe it is 99% of standing committee's report are without any dissent note. So, and consultative committee, every minister calls the consultative committee. It can be quite often also, there's nothing wrong in it. But the minimum criteria rule is that it has to be done within 3 months. Every minister had a consultative committee meeting during December session, and they all are having at present also. So it's not more than 3 months. I fail to understand why Mr. Gandhi says he only knows how to put allegations. He doesn't study anything. He doesn't knows what the parliamentary procedure is. My sincere request to him that now he has become LOP, at least read one time what are the rules and procedures of parliament, which he hasn't read since last 20 years.
Thank you so much, Sanjay Jaiswal, Chief Whip of the 18th Lok Sabha.